Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I just wanted to take an opportunity to share my experience working with a console publisher. This is my first time working with a console publisher. I've never worked with a publisher before. Um, so basically back in, I think it was like summer of 2024, I had received an email from a company located in Europe. I believe they're in Spain. The company is called Dolores Entertainment, and they are I guess a console game publisher. So they had played my game, which at the time was available on mobile platforms and on Steam. So I think they had played my game and they expressed interest and reached out to me asking me if I was interested in porting my game over to consoles. Um, so when I received the email, I was pretty excited, and I definitely pursued it. Personally, I never had any ambitions to publish my game onto consoles because I just couldn't afford the dev kits. I still can't afford them because they are stupid expensive. I think a PS5 dev kit is like $50,000 if I'm not mistaken, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know how much a Nintendo Switch dev kit costs, but knowing Nintendo, it's not going to be cheap. So, yeah, I had no interest in pursuing console publication. But if, but you know, if a console publisher was willing to, take care of all that for me, actually publishing the game onto the consoles, then I was fine with that. Um, so yeah, so they had reached out to me in October, summer of I think it was like maybe like June of 2024, and then we ended up signing our contract in October, I think, of 2024, and we had signed for a 3-year deal. So I'm just gonna express some of my concerns or some of my I guess some of my shortcomings because I didn't really know. The thing is, you don't know what you don't know, right? And when I signed into the deal with Dolores, there were, I mean, looking back now in hindsight, there were some clauses I should have added in there. Um, so my game launched in April of 2025. It launched on current gen consoles, so PS5, Series X, and Switch. At the time, it was the Switch. Switch 2 hadn't been released yet. And yeah, I think yeah, Switch 2 hadn't been released yet. When I think it released shortly after or something. I don't know. I can't remember when the Switch 2 was released exactly, but um, when we had published it, Switch 2 wasn't out yet. Okay, so anyway, so we had agreed to release the game on current gen consoles and last gen consoles. So PS4, Xbox One, and whatever. Um, so after my game launched, I played it on the Switch and I played it on Xbox One, and the game ran terribly slow. I was furious. I couldn't believe that my publisher had launched my game on these last gen consoles with such a low frame rate and lag input on the controller. Like it was just disgusting. And I was infuriated when I played the game. I even reached out to my publisher and I told them that it doesn't run good. We need to release an update to speed it up or do some performance optimizations. But they kind of just ignored me. And I feel bad for all the players who purchased the game on last gen consoles and were experiencing performance issues. I don't have any of the I don't have any sales data from my console publisher. They don't share that with me, so I don't know how many refunds they've gotten or anything like that. But I can imagine it was probably quite a few. Um, yeah. So for my part, to everybody out there who purchased the game on last gen consoles and were experiencing performance issues, for me, I'd like to apologize on my behalf. I would never have released the game in that state. And yeah, so that was one thing that that didn't go well with me. So I probably should have put a clause in my publisher contract with them stating that the game had to run at a certain performance. It had to hit at least 30 FPS. Otherwise, I wouldn't agree to getting it published. So that's one clause that you might want to keep in mind if you decide to go into a publishing deal with anyone. Another thing is that the game has been out now for almost a year, and I think they only managed to release one update. And I had told them multiple times that we need to release more updates because we need to get game bugs fixed. The game had quite a few bugs. It still does have quite a few bugs on the console ports. And you know, those all need to be addressed, but my publisher never got around to really fixing them. So that's another clause I should have had in my contract. I probably should have told them I want at least 3 updates per quarter, 3 guaranteed updates per quarter. That should be a must. And yeah, and then what else? And then I think the third clause that I should have added in my contract was promotions, promoting the game to a certain standard. The game trailer that they had created for my game was absolute garbage. I didn't like it at all. And when I had reached out to them and expressed my concern about it, they told me that I pretty much didn't know what I was talking about. They took a very arrogant and ignorant approach, or, you know, they gave me a very arrogant and ignorant response when they got back to me. Basically just telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about, that they know what they're doing, and that the trailer, it's a good trailer, it's going to help sell the game very well. And that wasn't the case at all. So maybe the trailer is good in Europe, because in Europe, I don't know, maybe they have a different mindset when it comes to game trailers. But I know for a fact that the trailer they created would not, I mean, it just wouldn't stand a chance here in the North American market. It wouldn't stand out, and it was just absolutely garbage. So yeah, so that's probably a third clause I should have added in my contract with my publisher, that that you know, any marketing or promotion materials that they created needed to be created to a certain standard, and that, you know at least meet North American standards, right? They did create some nice artwork for me, so I'll give them credit there. I'm willing to give them credit where credit is due. They did create some beautiful artwork for the game, but again, the game trailer was just absolute trash. So you know, I hate to throw anybody under you know, anyone under the bus, but you know, if you're not going to behave in a professional manner and respect my game that I worked so hard on for, that didn't sound right. You know, respect my game that I put so much hard work into. um, yeah, I mean, I just find it, you know, I just find it to be disrespectful. So, um, yeah, so I mean, for the most part, it's been a pretty negative experience for me working with the console publisher. You know, I'd like to switch publishers and see if I can work with, you know, with someone else who's willing to give my game a chance. I have that, you know, I get, you know, I've gotten the impression since day one that Dolores Entertainment, they just really don't care about my game. They just wanted to take it, put it all on the consoles, and just try to make money off of it, right? I think that was just their whole mentality behind it, which is really sad. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody should ever go into business with that mentality alone. Um, I mean, I wanted to build a game because I enjoyed it, because I enjoyed building it. I had done game development prior to creating Shadow of the Orient. You know, you know, I've been a web developer for 17 years. I've done a lot of Flash game development work over the years for you know, clients. So game development is always something that I've, you know, done throughout my career. It's something that I've always enjoyed doing. And eventually I got to the point where I decided I wanted to create a mobile slash PC game. And I've always loved 2D action platformers, so that's what I wanted to create. Does my game do anything groundbreaking? No, but I mean, for $10, I think it's a pretty fun game. I think players are going to get a fun time out of it. And I have gotten a lot of positive reviews and a lot of positive feedback on my game. I've also gotten a lot of negative ones, which is fine. I don't expect everybody to enjoy my game. I know it's not for everyone. You know, games are subjective, so some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it, and I'm fine with that. But you know, at the end of the day, I did put a lot of work and effort into my game, and when you sign into a deal with a publisher, you have to make sure that your publisher also respects your game as much as you do, and they want to see it succeed as much as you do. So, and lastly, I'm just going to say that the sales so far for my game have been on the have been on the low end. It's been disappointing. I know my game has more potential. I know my game, you know, could make more sales. But in the current state that it's in on consoles, it's not going to achieve higher sales because it's just plagued with bugs and performance issues. So, you know, I am working with my publisher. Well, I am asking them to update the game. I just sent them a request yesterday telling them to get the game updated by May. By the way, we're in 2026 right now, so I asked them to get the game updated by May because I've been working for the last 2 months on optimizing the game for consoles, and I'm hoping it makes a difference. And so I've been putting in a lot of hard work there, and I'm hoping that my publisher, you know, listens to me and decides to update the game, because it really needs to be updated. Otherwise, I'm going to ask them to pull the game down from last gen stores, because it just underperforms. It's not that good. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share my experience with you. If you're looking to, if you're based in North America, the last thing I should say is that if you're based in North America, try to find a publisher that's in North America. I don't think you're going to want to go with a European publisher, because they have a very different mindset over there, and they're also very arrogant. Especially the people at Dolores, they're very ignorant and very arrogant people, and I don't even want to work with them, to be honest with you. So, you know, unfortunately, they kind of did me dirty like that. I didn't know what I was walking into with these guys, and unfortunately, it's been a pretty negative experience so far. So yeah, so personally, I would not recommend Dolores Entertainment. If you're in North America, try to find a North American publisher. I think you're going to be better off. I think they're going to understand you better, and they're going to work to the same level as you. And they're probably going to respect you more as an artist and as a developer. Yeah. Unfortunately, I locked in on a 3-year deal. If I had known that they were going to be like this, yeah, I wouldn't have signed the deal at all. So, anyways, guys, there you have it. Just wanted to, give you, my feedback on my dealings with my publisher. Hasn't been a good one, so be careful out there when you're signing into a publishing agreement. Make sure that you do your homework on the publisher that you're going to sign into, or that you're going to sign an agreement with, and make sure that they really care about your game and they want to see it succeed as much as you do. So, yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them down below. I'll do my best to answer your questions. Or if you want to share your experiences with your publishers, I would really love to hear it. Or if you guys have any publishers that you guys can recommend, I would love to hear that as well. So anyways, guys, until next time, take care.